Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about something you probably see every single day, the Lincoln 1-cent coin, or the penny. But what if I told you some of these tiny coins are actually worth thousands of dollars? In this video, I'm going to show you the most valuable Lincoln pennies ever discovered, the rare dates, minting mistakes, and hidden details that make them worth big money. So grab your coin jar, hit that like button, and let's find out if you're sitting on a hidden treasure. Let's get started. First up, America was celebrating the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and the U.S. Mint decided to honor this milestone with a brand new design. The Lincoln Memorial Reverse, created by engraver Frank Gasparo, replaced the wheat stalks that had graced the back of the penny since 1909. This new design showed the Lincoln Memorial in exquisite detail, so detailed, in fact, that if you look closely under magnification, you can actually see a tiny seated statue of Lincoln inside the memorial itself. The obverse, or front, of the coin, designed by Victor David Brenner, remained unchanged, still showing the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Together, these two designs symbolized both continuity and modernization, bridging half a century of American coinage history. Now, the D mint mark on the 1959 D Lincoln cent tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. That year, the Denver facility produced a staggering 1,279,760,000 pennies. Yes, over 1.2 billion coins. Because of that enormous mintage, the 1959 D isn't considered rare in circulation. However, when it comes to uncirculated condition, the story becomes much more interesting. Coins that were preserved right out of mint rolls, never exposed to wear, and stored carefully can show brilliant original luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks. These uncirculated examples, often labeled as mint state (MS) by grading services, can be surprisingly valuable to collectors, especially in high grades like MS 65, MS 66, or MS 67. So, what exactly makes a coin uncirculated? In numismatics, an uncirculated coin means it has never been used in commerce, showing no signs of wear on its high points. These coins may have minor imperfections from the minting process, such as tiny nicks or marks from contact with other coins in mint bags, but they retain their full original mint luster. Collectors often judge uncirculated coins based on strike sharpness, surface quality, and brilliance. For the 1959 D Lincoln cent, a fully red example, known as red or RD, can command a premium compared to red-brown RB or brown BN examples, since copper coins naturally darken over time. When it comes to market value, the grade is everything. In lower uncirculated grades like MS 60 to MS 63, a 1959 D penny might be worth only about 30 cents to $1. But in MS 65 red, values typically range from $5 to $15, depending on eye appeal. The real jump happens in higher grades. An MS 67 red example, certified by PCGS or NGC, can sell for $100 to $300 or more, especially if it has exceptional luster or nearly flawless surfaces. In fact, some of the finest known examples have fetched over $1,000 in top-tier auctions. So while most 1959 D cents remain common, pristine condition and beautiful color can elevate a simple penny into a collector's prize. Now, no discussion of the 1959 D penny would be complete without mentioning the legendary 1959 D wheat reverse mule error, one of the most debated coins in modern history. In 1982, a coin surfaced that appeared to have a 1959 D obverse paired with a wheat reverse, something that should have been impossible since wheat reverses ended in 1958. This mysterious coin sparked massive controversy and even FBI investigation. Many experts believe it's a counterfeit, though a few numismatists argue it might have been a legitimate mint error. Regardless, its story only added to the mystique surrounding the 1959 D Lincoln cent. Collectors often seek 1959 D pennies to complete their Lincoln Memorial cent sets, which run from 1959 through 2008. Because this coin marks the first year of the new design, it holds symbolic importance similar to a first edition book. Even though millions exist, collectors still value high-grade rolls, original mint sets, and brilliant red examples. For those building typesets, collections featuring one example of each major U.S. coin design, the 1959 D is a must-have entry, representing a pivotal shift in the cent's design evolution. If you own a 1959 D Lincoln cent in uncirculated condition, proper storage is crucial to maintaining its value. Always handle it by the edges, never the face, and avoid touching it with bare fingers. The oils in your skin can cause oxidation on the copper surface. The best way to store your coins is in airtight holders, mylar flips, or slabs from grading services. Keep them in a cool, dry, and dark place, away from humidity and extreme temperature changes. This will help preserve that bright red mint luster that collectors love and pay premiums for. In recent years, coin collecting has seen renewed interest thanks to online marketplaces, social media, and YouTube channels like this one. While the 1959 D penny isn't rare in general circulation, high-grade, certified examples are becoming scarcer as collectors scoop them up. Many hobbyists now view coins like this as both historical artifacts and small-scale investments. Even if your 1959 D isn't worth hundreds today, its numismatic story and condition can make it a meaningful addition to your personal collection, or even a great conversation starter with other enthusiasts. So, the next time you come across a 1959 D Lincoln cent, don't dismiss it as just another old penny. It's a coin that represents the end of one chapter and the beginning of another in U.S. coinage history. A piece that connects us to Abraham Lincoln, the Denver Mint, and the artistry of mid-century America. Whether your coin is worth a few cents or a few $100s depends on its condition, color, and preservation, but every example tells a story. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more rare coin spotlights. And drop a comment below. Do you have a 1959 D penny? Let's talk about it in the comments next up. To understand the 1968 penny, let's take a trip back to that year, a time of major change in America. The Vietnam War was raging, civil rights movements were transforming the nation, and the U.S. Mint was modernizing its coin production to keep up with the growing population and demand for coins. By 1968, the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, introduced in 1959, had already become a familiar sight. The obverse still bore Victor David Brenner's portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that had remained unchanged since 1909. But behind the scenes, the Mint was facing challenges: coin shortages, public confusion about mint marks, and the transition to more efficient production methods. The Philadelphia Mint, which struck coins without mint marks, was at the heart of it all, quietly producing hundreds of millions of cents that would circulate across the nation. So what does it mean when your 1968 Lincoln penny has no mint mark? Simply put, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike the Denver D and San Francisco S mints, Philadelphia coins traditionally did not carry a mint mark, at least until the 1980s. In 1968, coins from Denver and San Francisco bore clear marks below the date, but Philadelphia cents remained blank. Some beginners mistakenly assume a missing mint mark indicates an error or rarity, but for this year, it's completely normal. However, what makes certain 1968 no mint mark cents interesting is their grade, color, and strike quality. Since coins from Philly were mass-produced and often poorly handled after striking, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition can be harder than it sounds. The 1968 Lincoln cent without a mint mark is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters. It features the right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1968. On the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, we see the stately Lincoln Memorial centered beneath "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum." The denomination 1 cent appears below. Interestingly, if you look closely under magnification, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, a remarkable detail for such a small coin. In uncirculated form, these design features appear razor-sharp, with brilliant copper luster and deep reflection under light, characteristics that truly stand out when compared to circulated examples. Now, the 1968 no-mint mark penny wasn't rare by mintage alone. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 1,707,880,970 Lincoln cents that year. That's over 1.7 billion coins. However, quantity doesn't always equal availability in high quality. Most of these pennies went straight into circulation, meaning they were quickly worn down through years of use. Finding uncirculated or mint state examples requires searching through original bankrolls, old mint sets, or coins that were carefully stored right from day one. In the numismatic world, condition rarity is just as important as mintage rarity, and that's where your uncirculated 1968 penny might stand out. Let's talk about grading, because with coins, every tiny detail counts. For a 1968 Lincoln cent, value dramatically depends on the grade and color designation. Copper coins are graded not just by wear, but also by their surface color: red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN. A fully red, brilliant uncirculated coin, known as MS Red, is the most desirable. In fine, F12, condition, a 1968 no-mint mark penny is worth about 5 cents to 10 cents, just slightly above face value. But in mint state, MS 65 Red, the same coin can fetch between $5 and $15. In MS 66 or MS 67 Red, especially those graded by top-tier services like PCGS or NGC, prices can soar to $75 to $250 or more, depending on the coin's eye appeal and strike sharpness. So even though it's common in lower grades, a blazing red, high-grade example can command a collector's attention and wallet. The 1968 Lincoln cent sits in a fascinating period of numismatic transition. Just 3 years earlier, the U.S. Mint had removed mint marks entirely to discourage coin hoarding during the mid-60s coin shortage. When mint marks returned in 1968, collectors once again could distinguish Denver, San Francisco, and Philadelphia coins. This year marks that reintroduction, except that Philadelphia coins still carried no mark. For collectors building complete date and mint sets of Lincoln Memorial cents, 1968 is a key year because it's the first time the S mint mark appeared on proof coins from San Francisco, while regular coins without mint marks were struck in Philly. So, in many ways, this coin symbolizes the rebirth of mint mark traditions and the mint's effort to balance efficiency with collector interest.